Crypto never ceases to amaze me. Just the other day, we were debating meme currencies and which one was going to take over. And out of nowhere, a new crypto comes out and makes a huge splash to flip the market on its head. Today, we're talking about Avalanche taking over, plus some other stories and rumors from around the crypto world. It's all coming at you right now. First up, regulations on crypto by Congress are becoming an issue. The biggest crypto companies in the world are a little worried about a meeting with Congress about potential regulations perhaps was taken a bit too far by US Congress, with the crypto giants dismissing over-regulation of the market. The moguls did agree that it made sense to make things a bit clearer around crypto and that inevitably as this grows, they must begin the potentially arduous task of making crypto idiot-proof. But anything further than simplification was met with severe resistance. This all culminated in Congress receiving recommendations to not try and rock the boat too much or risk losing everything that has been built so far. This feels like the early days of a bigger conversation, and so we'll definitely keep you posted when we get more news on the topic. So, should the government get involved? Short answer here is no. As of now, government intervention poses a significant risk to the longevity of cryptocurrency, but it is also a bit out of the crypto ringleaders' control at the end of the day. The US is currently trying to figure out how they're going to oversee a more than $2 trillion industry, and the crypto CEOs have done their best to explain the intricacies with crypto and the market in general. We've seen before with new technological advances like video games in the past, though, that Congress is not made up of the most hip and up-to-date people in the world. Everyone brace for some upcoming weirdness. Next, Robinhood's chief legal officer weighs in. While the crypto enthusiasts may already be preparing to mourn their investments, the chief legal officer of Robinhood says that this may not be an issue to worry about for another couple years still. He recently was asked about the crypto meeting with lawmakers and chimed in that he doesn't believe legislation will come anytime soon regarding crypto. Great sign for those of us that want things to stay pretty much the same, even if only for a little while longer. This shouldn't be seen as him just blowing smoke either, since we take a second look at trends in terms of legislation in situations like this. Even if Congress wanted to do something, it would take a lot of manpower to get the ball rolling right away. Manpower that just doesn't seem to be there at the moment. So rest easy, guys. Crypto for the holidays? Yeah, that's right. Crypto's rapid ascension to the mainstream means that it is starting to pop up in strange places that you wouldn't have expected. One of which is as a gift, as it is becoming more and more popular to give the gift of investment versus a physical present. Not only is this a great idea that seems pretty smart if the recipient is into crypto, but also it's much more fun than waking up on Christmas morning to socks or mints. So go out there and give the gift that just keeps on giving. Cryptocurrency. Next, are experts advising you to give up on altcoins? Reports have been swirling around for a while that altcoins are bad bets, and I took to the internet to find out why. The results came down mostly to the fact that they are unpredictable, as well as potentially dangerous. That's because everyone looks at other people making money and thinks, that should be me. So you put more money than you should into altcoin, waiting for it to get popular like others have. But guess what? Sometimes it doesn't. Crypto market is speculative, and even Bitcoin fluctuates more than some investors would feel comfortable with. Altcoins have all of those problems without any upside, which is why a lot of investors strongly suggest to stay away from altcoins. Next, Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, and Ether continue to slump. Yet again, some dire predictions are coming out about Bitcoin following a slump that hit many of the big players in crypto. Some are calling investing in digital assets to be a risky proposition, which is interesting considering that this current year has been the best that Bitcoin and company have ever seen. While experts may warn of a major correction coming in 2022, I wouldn't be so sure. Be cautious, certainly if you feel the need, but we've heard the tales of Bitcoin's demise so many times that I've lost track of the numbers. It's worth noting that most dire predictions of crypto have not panned out in recent years, and so take this report with a big old grain of salt. Now we take a look at the rise of Avalanche. Avalanche sure has lived up to its name so far, crashing suddenly over the competition and applying some serious pressure to its competitors. General optimism and some recent development deals have spurred this rapid growth from Avalanche, but only time will tell if it has what it is to stay here. Those that have followed crypto for a while now know that sometimes outliers pop up out of nowhere only to retreat right back into the shadows. Many of us have been burned by these kinds of trends before. But is Avalanche different? Let's dive into this situation a bit deeper and see if we can figure out if Avalanche is for real or not. And now, taking aim at Dogecoin. Avalanche has rapidly risen up through the ranks, passing a lot of popular altcoins along the way in a previously unprecedented amount of quick growth. Currently, it sits neck and neck with the ever-popular meme currency Dogecoin, which holds the 10th spot and has been a pretty sturdy crypto despite also being a popular joke online. If Avalanche is able to win this brawl against Doge, just seems to have recovered from a very public war against Shiba Inu, then Avalanche will hit that elusive top 10 spot, which is sort of a mark of quality in crypto, especially if they're able to hold that position for any amount of time. Let's look into Avalanche's crazy November. Avalanche has gained over 100% in November with a total market capitalization figure north of 29.8 billion as well. That figure is 300 million higher than Dogecoin, which suffered losses around 10% during the same stretch of time, opening the door for Avalanche to swoop in. The crypto has steadily grown this month, even when, as we covered earlier, many of the top currencies are seeing red the last few weeks. What does this mean? Next, Avalanche sees blood in the water. While the big four continue to see red, Avalanche continues to gain ground. The crypto launched just last year and has enough data to imply that it might be the real deal. Avalanche's strategy have shielded them from some of the shortcomings of other cryptocurrencies, but we have to also be cautious because we're still in the territory of evaluating if they are legit or not before we can start calling to invest, especially with a market that is sort of struggling at the moment. Oh, and about that. So, why are cryptos hurting? This is a big question, one in which involves a lot of speculation and almost gossip. But currently, there are some pretty obvious factors as to why even Bitcoin is operating at a loss as of now. One of which is that China is clearly cracking down on the market and doesn't seem to be as into embracing the industry as the US supposedly is. Although those Congress meetings do give me pause. This development with a superpower like China may have spooked some, resulting in a loss. Legislation issue right here in the US could also be a big issue, since the government taxing crypto could really slice down on the margins for investors. There's also another factor, too, which may explain the doubt surrounding the sector. Lastly, for today's video, a stronger dollar. Cryptocurrency operates at its best when the dollar doesn't, because in some ways the two are competing against each other, even if some just treat crypto like a cooler version of the stock market. The dollar in the US is actually becoming stronger heading into 2022, so there is a chance that as long as that trend continues, Bitcoin and the major players could be operating at much smaller margins. There's also an equally likely chance that things will settle shortly and we'll all feel silly for trying to make such doom and gloom predictions. Crypto's clearly weathered the storm of doubt and concern before, and I would bet my portfolio that they prove the doubters wrong again heading into the next year. And that's all for our video today. What do you guys think of Avalanche? Leave a comment down below and let us know. As always, if you enjoyed watching the video, consider leaving a like as it helps us out a ton. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications when we post videos just like this one. That's all from me today, though, guys. See ya!